Hey, just doing a quick video in response to a few comments I saw on my last video about irony, because irony is a very confusing and important topic and it needs to be defined at some point. The Pebble Lords said, ironic that the poster in the background is literally blowing in the wind, smiley face. Emile then said, so is the way you use ironic. I was going to agree with her because it doesn't seem quite right, that phrase, but then Pebble Laws asked, is that not right? And I got to thinking, and I think it is right. So let me explain why and define irony at the same time, because this is important, guys. If you haven't seen it already, then the video is me doing a Bob Dylan impression singing Blowing in the Wind, talking about what are the answers to all of these big questions of life. And at the end, he says the answers are blowing in the wind. Everyday irony is defined basically by a kind of incongruity between what is said and reality, usually in a humorous way, often in a kind of dark black humor kind of way. An example would be the meeting for procrastinators has been postponed. Seeing as the poster in the background is a poster on Arctic ecosystems and geology, then it is ironic because it's blowing in the wind, but it doesn't have the answers. So the answers aren't blowing in the wind, so there's incongruity there. However, if the poster did happen to have the answer to all of those big life questions, like how many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man, then it wouldn't be ironic, but rather it would be fitting. Perhaps even more fitting if it had blowing in the wind written on it. Because then the answer, which Bob Dylan says, blowing in the wind, the answer equals blowing in the wind, would be blowing in the wind, and it would be blowing in the wind. Get it? That's a bad joke. Why am I joking? That's not good. There's another kind of irony that's really important, especially if you're into theatre or the performing arts or anything around that, and that is dramatic irony. This is kind of the same as normal irony, except the incongruity comes from what the character says or knows, and the audience knowing something different. The classic example would be the audience knowing that Juliet is just under a sort of sleeping drug. She's not actually dead, and Romeo doesn't know it. So ironically, dramatic irony, he's gonna kill himself because she's killed herself. But she hasn't, so it's dramatic irony, that's how that one works. So in that case, if you look at that last video as a performance with me as a character, I am unaware of that thing blowing in the wind. So you've got some incongruity there between me singing about how the answers are blowing in the wind. Little do I know, there's a poster blowing in the wind behind me, which perhaps has all the answers. So you could say there's dramatic irony too. So, in conclusion, that's what irony is, and Pebble Lords, I do believe you were right. Hope I cleared that up. If anyone disagrees with me, do fight it out in the comments. I will respond. I'm very interested in making sure that everyone gets this right, including me. Pretty sure I'm right, but go on, have at it. That's what irony is. I'm kind of happy. I don't know what to say except that, look, I've got bubbles. Ah, it's dripping on me. Yeah, okay, so, bye then.